think about Young Thug and what makes Young Thug, it's the rawness, the freedom on the beat to do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you're probably the biggest stylistic innovator, in my opinion, in hip hop in like the last 10 years for that fact. That you just, it almost, I heard somebody say a long time ago that it almost made every other rapper seem unnecessary when you really first came out and people heard how different you were rapping, and you shaped so many other rappers to come since you.
Welcome to the night section. Before we get into the video, real quick guys, kindly do me a favor and hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell if you want to see more content like this. Trap music right now, as we all know, is the most popular form of hip hop today, and one of the main artists to thank for its climb in the past decade is Young Thug. Of course, when you mention Young Thug, you absolutely have to mention Lil Wayne. If it wasn't for Lil Wayne, a Young Thug probably wouldn't exist. In many of Young Thug's earlier projects, you hear the strong Wheezy influences, like his first mixtape series, in which he dropped I Came From Nothing 1 to 3 from 2011 to 2013. And like many artists, before coming into their own, you sometimes imitate the artist that you look up to find and develop your own sound, in which later Young Thug proves that with time and effort, it is absolutely possible. So as most of you guys might remember, Young Thug came onto the scene back in 2010, but really started to pop and make waves in 2013 when he dropped 1017 Thug after signing to Gucci's label 1017 Brick Squad. The mixtape was critically acclaimed and appeared on Rolling Stone, placing it at number 5 on their top 10 best mixtapes of 2013, and even his song Pikachu off the tape landed Thug on Pitchfork's top 100 tracks in the same year. But it was his next project that would completely change the trajectory of his career. Now, this is probably one of my favorite projects to come out, if not the go-to project from Thug, and this was his debut album Barter 6. After riding the wave of his 2014 hit single Stoner, he dropped Barter 6 in 2015. It was actually supposed to be called Carter 6, but in short, Lil Wayne wasn't having that. So Barter 6 it was. He then dropped his two next classic mixtapes, Slime Season 1 and 2, within the same year, which are in my top 3 all-time favorite Thug projects, period. But Thug created his own wave and really came into his own sound around late 2013 to 2015. This is where a lot of people dropped the Lil Wayne comparisons and recognized Young Thug as his own artist. And this is when trap and hip hop in general, in my opinion, took a big shift. For you guys who don't know, Young Thug is known for his melodic, unorthodox flow that he crafted and perfected over the years. His voice is so distinct and unique, it's as if it was an instrument in itself. I mean, for the most part, I would think we all agree that he is not the rapper who likes to enunciate his words, but the dynamics in his voice and the insane flow and melodies when he's rapping or rapping to beats is absolutely insane. A big reason why people like his music is because of the melodic nature. He took what Lil Wayne did and made it into his own and evolved it into a style that would be reproduced by other rappers today. He opened the doors for rappers like Lil Uzi, Gunna, Lil Keed, YNW Melly, Lil Baby, and so many more young artists in the game today, and even signing some of them. And he has changed the landscape in general, with so many popular artists copying his flow. Even an artist as big as Drake couldn't resist, as we heard in Mob Ties. Literally all the newer artists like Gunna, Lil Got It, Keed, and Baby all took from Thug and are now some of the biggest artists in the game. It's almost as if Thug's style is the formula to automatically make artists blow up. One of the best things, however, about Thug is that he embraces all of these artists and acts as the OG or a mentor-like figure to them. In an interview with No Jumper, he describes how when he was coming up, he wanted a big homie so bad, and that's what he was missing. So it's safe to assume that he really wants to be there for the next generation. Thug has also been looked to in terms of style, wearing more outrageous looks like wearing a full-on skirt or dress on the cover of his Jeffrey mixtape. though it's been done before, I don't recall that happening too often in hip hop. As we know, hip hop is this hyper masculine and usually unaccepting of anything that falls outside of that, but obviously this has changed significantly in the past decade. I think overall, Thug has given a lot of these rappers the courage to be themselves and the courage to experiment with sounds and their voices and even their fashion. All these kids coming up, like the Lil Uzis, are huge now, partly because of him. He proved that you can really have your own wave and be the biggest thing in the world. There are no rules to this game anymore. As long as the music is good and you have a passion for it, you'll be alright. Tell me what you guys think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Night section out.